Hello everyone, welcome to the final Global Challenge judging session of Hack for Good 0.6. All over the world, over the weekend, in just 48 hours, teams have come together to address some of the biggest and most pressing climate challenges facing humanity, collaborating with NGOs and other challenge partners worldwide, and with many teams simply coming up with a brilliant idea of their own. Over 150 projects were built by just over 1,000 participants who took part. Developers, designers, entrepreneurs, and eco-conscious citizens who have united worldwide. Very happy today to for this final judging session to be joined by Geeklist founder and CEO Ruben Katz. Hi, Ruben.
Hey Dan, how are you? It's been 12 hours of non-stop judging, and I think we've seen almost 40 apps already. And you and I have not participated in any of the judging yet, but this is being the final judging process, and having our special guest Josh Felser, last-minute addition to the Hack for Good climate event, and his organization #Climate that he'll tell you about in a minute. It's fitting that we get to really dig in finally and actually be able to pay attention and watch and see what's been built. This particular one, so everybody knows, is focused on consumer behavior, games and challenges. You know, the apps come to us everywhere from Santiago, Chile to India, and across the world to Moscow and every point in between. We've had over 20 time zones. Every single time zone had an app submitted, which was also very challenging and very exciting. This is the first time in the history of Hack for Good in the last 6 events that we had not one but three participants from the continent of Africa. We've never had any organizations or groups coming in from Africa before, and we were very excited about that. And 3 cities in India, as well as Moscow, and the event started at midnight Thursday night, Friday morning, and in Melbourne. And I guess this isn't quite the end of it yet. I believe that the next thing up is our final global judging for the final prizes. We've gone through the local judging, as you said, and the winners have all joined categories and been judged today by some really esteemed judges from around the world. And we're finally here. We're in the last stretch of the global judging, so I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see more apps that were built really passionately. The most important thing for our teams to remember when we open up each of these judging sessions is that there really is no winners or losers in these kind of a hackathon, because it's all about what connections you make. It's all about what you're able to build and how it becomes used. And we've had about a 72% success rate in teams moving on to continue their projects over the last 3 or 4 hackathons, which is remarkable. We already have 3 apps that did not make it into the final judging stages that have all been picked up by either an accelerator or partnered with an NGO because they really loved what they were building. So this is all really about exposure for what's being built and how software engineers can utilize their skills to bridge the gap between nonprofits and what's needed on the ground and the talents that's needed to solve the problems that they're facing. So we're here to really just bridge that gap and make it work and provide exposure to what's being built. And with that said, I think I'll introduce someone who is 100% focused on exposure and leveraging the world's greatest influencers to bring exposure to nonprofits and NGOs focused on the climate. Josh Felser of Freestyle Capital and the founder of #Climate is there with us. We're really happy to have you, Josh, and maybe you can share a little bit about what you're doing with #Climate.
Hey everybody. First of all, I can't tell you how excited I am to be part of what you guys have done. I have one, small part to play, but it's just amazing to see all the hard work and the, getting, techies and devs around the world to focus on this issue is very hard because it's a difficult problem to explain. But you guys have all rallied, thousands of you have rallied to create I'm excited to see some amazing efforts to make this a mainstream issue. I mean, it's such a challenge, and I am honored to be part of this. Hashtag Climate is my small effort to pull together some developers, designers, and smart product people to give the hard work and the actions being created by so many nonprofits around the world. Those actions don't matter unless they're exposed to lots of people. And so we've built a platform that allows NGOs to share actions in a very simple environment, and through our app, we then connect those actions to big influencers like the NBA and Guns N' Roses and Mark Ruffalo, and then smaller everyday folks like me and you, and who can tell all the people that follow us on Twitter and Facebook that these actions matter. Anyway, I am thrilled to be part of this, and this is really about you. It's really less about me, but again, thank you, Dan and Ruben, for including me in this process.
Thank you, Josh. It's a great honor to have you with us. So for our first team, I'd like to introduce you to one very special local ambassador of Geeklist Hack for Good, Abhiram, who has worked tirelessly to pull off an absolutely incredible event in Bangalore. I think it was our largest event of this Hack for Good, and he not only pulled off the event, but also joined a team and has built one of the winning projects, a challenge game to help encourage climate-friendly behaviors. He's joined by, well, Abby, I'll let you introduce your team and get started with telling us about what you've done and showing us. You've got 3 minutes.
Yep. Dan, I think they're muted still.
Okay.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Dan. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's get started.
Namaste, dear team H.O.P.E. I am Neha.
I'm Rituraj.
Bishop Abhiram, undergrad student from Pesset South Campus, Bangalore, India.
So, let's get started. What do you think is the biggest hurdle in the path towards having a better climate? What do you think it is? Right? So, what is... Yeah. So, it is our inability to contribute towards the environment. Our research found out that the people are either too lazy, negligent, or they just don't have any time outside their busy routine to do anything for themselves, let alone the environment. Even if they are willing, tasks such as planting a sapling during the day or doing a cleanliness drive on a weekday is not practical at times. The state looks grim, but there's a ray of hope. H.O.P.E, heroes of planet Earth. H.O.P.E is your smart climate buddy that lets you contribute towards the environment by making best possible use of the available resources at hand. It tracks your location, time, and day of the week to assign a task for you to complete, which can be done with minimalistic effort in the given scenario. You can log in using Facebook, as we're doing right now, and we will expand this to other social media as we aim to use the already available vast user base that exists. Instead of wasting time getting user base, we already hope to popularize it through various social media. So H.O.P.E is designed in the form of attractive social game, which with dynamic challenges of varying difficulty and points allotted accordingly. We have categorized bigger tasks into weekly challenges, such as, as it comes on your screen, start a rainwater harvesting campaign in your society. These carry big points. We reward, users with big points out here, and smaller tasks into daily or mini challenges. So these are the interesting ones. Let's show you a demonstration of the automation process. Let's say when you get up in the morning, and it's a weekday, it will prompt you with a simple challenge, like closing your tap while brushing. It's these small tasks which, if hundreds of thousands of users do it at a time, saves a lot of water. Let's take another challenge into account. Let's say when you're traveling to office in the morning, it will generate a task such as, how about carpooling to reduce your carbon footprint? And it also saves you money. You can take a selfie or video after completing these challenges and upload it to Facebook via our website. You can nominate friends, challenge them for various tasks, and compare your performances with dynamic challenges. These features help you contribute to climate in a very simple and fun manner. Our future plans include collaborating with NGOs for expanding the user base. We also plan to make the challenges crowdsourced so that problems in a particular area can be addressed as a group. Also, based on the location of user, we alert him of the events related to climate change happening in the city. Our biggest USP is impact. So let's assume that like the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, we go viral for just 2 weeks. And we hit a user base of around 100 million users. And let's just say they participate in a few challenges because it's just minimalistic efforts and each come up with 15 liters of water saved. So 100 million users, 15 liters of water gives you 1.5 billion liters of water saved. In conclusion, we like to say that we aim to bring back hope to climate, and it starts with you. Let's take the Hope Challenge today. Thank you, Dan.
That was do you have examples of the site running live that we could look at too?
Yes. Yes. Please log on to thechallenge.co.
Can you type it in the
.in/mobile. And we also have a desktop version which we will put up, which is the hopechallenge.co.in/new7.php. We just put it up on the user chatting thing so that you could, check it out.
Cool.
Great.
It's a great presentation.
Yeah.
It's a great presentation and a great idea.
Thanks a lot, Dan. Do we have any questions?
Any questions?
So I have a question.
Sure.
It's hard to see how you're going to incorporate. I mean, I think the key to your success is this idea of friends challenging friends. People challenging other people. That's kind of I love that you're drawing on the ice bucket success. And
yes.
Can you explain more about how that would work and how important is verification that someone has met the challenge?
Yes. So verification, we have two parts of this answer. Firstly, how we would want to make this. We would want to make this wide. So we would have brand ambassadors who would be endorsing our products. And as the ALS Ice Bucket took off, we are hoping that friends would nominate friends, and this viral effect would go on. Secondly, how do you verify users? So when after completing a challenge of selfie or video is put up on Facebook through our website, it goes through the person's profile. So the incentive to cheat or put any sort of wrong video is less, because it will be public humiliation. Let's assume that they even do so. So we would give up a hashtag of say error condition, say hashtag Hope Challenge not valid user, and we would use web crawlers to find out those erroneous posts and reduce the points of those users accordingly. And most important, if you look at, even if somebody passes through these barriers and goes across nominating other friends, it's a benefit for us as we are promoting an awareness about this thing. So it's a good win-win situation for us in any scenario, as long as we have user bases running.
Guys, would any of the challenges be user submitted, or are they coming from you, or are they coming from experts? Where do the challenges come from?
So for this demo, we had submitted challenges, but in the future we plan to crowdsource these challenges according to locations. So problems according to a particular location or area can be dealt with the authorized users who would put up challenges, and we can have teams working in groups to solve these challenges, so that they can get motivated and work towards this particular area problems, as well as it really helps. Getting crowdsourced helps in maintenance and it's a very win-win situation again for us and the users.
Thank you. Have you done any? I mean, is there any research showing that these kind of challenges actually create long-term changes in behavior?
Yes, absolutely.
Something I'm wondering about.
Yeah, so before we started, we did a small research, and we found out that if people, the youth specifically, were given incentives, strong incentives to work for, and more than incentives, if they could do something without much efforts, like going for a big campaign or stuff like that, needs a lot of efforts, which may not be realistic at times. So what we decided was small efforts on the scenario, on the given scenario that you have. These, for example, closing the tap while brushing. It's not a big thing. You can just do it. Carpooling, or we have various challenges such as putting your computer to sleep mode, or unplug your devices when not in use. So these things just take awareness and a small time. And people, if they get social media fame for that, it's great for users. And people said, we would love to have such an app done.
I would like to add a point here. Can I?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So over a period of time, what happens is the hope challenge spreads, and people do what is morally right for the environment because they believe in it. So that is what we want to bring about, and over a period of time, definitely I believe that this would happen.
Cool. Kind of tailored to the local environment. I like it. Very good. Josh.
Yeah, one of the things that that made the kind of the bucket challenge so successful is that the content itself was viral. So I think one of the challenges for you is to think about how these challenges can produce viral content, and it's challenging. Like saving water, a little harder to make viral. So I think there's a lot of work that's going to need to go into curating the challenges, and right. So, and you didn't mention, are there NGOs you've talked to already about this that might want to partner with you to get the word out?
Okay, I'm Rishabh, and I have a local NGO willing to work with us. Actually, I'm a part of it. A group of students formed it. So we were planning to incorporate the idea of the Hope Challenge into to empower students into working towards the environment. We have formed.
So because we are students, we get the advantage that we can talk to the, students and our peers from different institutions around the country as well as the globe. So we can interact with people in various different schools and make this a huge impact as well as a viral effect using our own friends and our peer group.
And we, as our institution, we have spoken to authorities. We have a crowd around 3,000 to 5,000 students working in our college who are already ready to work alongside us in playing this game along. So even if we get 50% of those users, it's a good start for us. And we have already done that analytics.
Our whole college is rooting for us.
And one last thing, are there any Indian, not just global, any celebrities that you've talked to that you think might be willing to work with you on a challenge?
Yeah, so we have talked across this idea to a few local television stars who we some sort of celebrity, and they said, yeah, it's a great idea. We would love to work on it, but we will have to complete the product and eventually release it for brand ambassadoring.
Once it's deployed, you will have ambassadors speaking about hope.
And even and even our Prime Minister, he just had this speech, and he wanted that we, the youth, he was inspiring us to do something on these terms, and he said the government is fully ready to support us. So that is also a great incentive for us.
The government of India is ready to back us on hope. Yes.
Great job, guys. I really love this. I really love the thought process behind it, and I can't wait. I can't wait to take my first challenge.
Yes, waiting for it.
Great. So Dan, let's move on to the next one. Great job, guys. And if you want to make room for some of the other teams, there's the YouTube channel, which is here. that if you could hop off. And a special huge shout out to Abhiram again, who just did a fantastic job and ran the largest Hack for Good event for all of Hack for Good 0.6 versus climate change. Abhiram, what was your total count in the end?
Yeah, we had around 55 participants at the start, and 12 projects completed it, and 11 we had 11 presentations, as you can see on the handout. They were all
Fantastic.
recorded live, and Ruben was marking.
120 registrations.
Yeah, and at first we had around 170 registrations. Can you believe it? 170 registrations, and because we didn't have a venue that could fill all these people, we had to select the registrations based on their ideas, and we had 50 awesome developers and designers as well.
Well, great job, great job rolling with the punches, and I look forward to doing the next one again with you.
Great work.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
High five.
Goodbye from India.
Goodbye
Yes.
from India.
All right, next up we have Challenge Wave from Moscow. Matthew presenting.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'll start.
Could you type the name of the challenge and the name of the challenge, the app in the right-hand side in the group chat?
Yeah, yeah.
Challenge Wave. It's okay. Challenge Wave.
I want to introduce you the Change Wave project and developers team. They are Ivan Orechov, Nastya Negorячева, Pavel Yurkin, and me. My name is Matthew Kui. What is this project about? Let's imagine some organization. Its business area is abstract for us. For example, it's abstract font of good things. How can this foundation interact with its target group? First things that comes to mind are advertisement and events. Okay, there are millions other ways, and I want to tell you about the other one. Let's look at it from both sides, target user and organization. Let's imagine I'm a user and I want to make the world better. We have collected all the coolest things to do for the user, which can attract him for this action. There are real gifts, meetings with new people, competition, making good things, leisure activity, and we want to join this all in quests in real life. As a result, ChangeWave is a quest platform with powerful social networking engine based on invitation and automatic proofing system. User plays quests with others, invites friends, and receives gifts. Among these tasks is something socially useful acts like garbage collecting or another, which provided from fount of good things. I talked previous slide. Interaction with organizations is rather obvious. If organization wants advertisements or to attend people with some environment problem, it can use system. Additional funding to be spent on gifts for users and will increase their interest. During hackathon, we developed a very simple realization. It's minimum working version of site with invitation, proofing, and task spreading system. Thank you. That's all. I'm ready for questions.
Have you got a link or a demo that you'd like to share?
Yes, I have the link, but it's in Russian.
That's okay.
Just a second.
Josh, how's your Russian today?
I know a little Yiddish.
Yeah.
Google Translator can translate it.
Okay, pmlife.me.
Yes.
Okay, it's got a, so it uses the VK login.
Yes. It's really on the Russian side.
So, do you have any screenshots you can share with us, or a demo so we can see how it works?
Yes, I can now show you.
That would be helpful to see what you built a little.
Can you see? Yes.
Yeah.
Just imagine I took invitation from a friend, I use it, and inside what I see. This is graph of it's a little buggy of people whom I interacted in system, and this is 3 quests. I can choose one of them, and after I can prove with some YouTube link. Okay, to proof. People inside users can vote if this proof real or not. This is our proofing system. If proof validated, people can send invitation to their friends. Here. That's all.
But it's proof that you completed a challenge?
Yes, proof of challenge, video or Instagram photo.
So, like, what would be some examples of challenges?
These can be first that we think it can be garbage collection or maybe transport economy, like I can go for walk without my car by transport, bus, railway. Something easy that everybody can do easily.
I think the tricky thing with all of these challenge-based concepts is if it's easy, it's not a challenge, and therefore it becomes less meaningful. It needs to be at the right point between kind of able to fit into your life, but still challenging.
Challenging here in it's a base part of system. I can do challenge and send it to my friend. As friend, I can receive it. But we try to something add attraction for people to do this challenge. Present gifts or something like that.
I think the challenge-based approach is I think it's really smart. It's a smart approach. We heard from the team before you. They're also focused on that. I think it's very smart because it's a great way to, if you do it right, to create viral content, but also to pressure people to accept challenges, and also the validation for everybody when you meet the challenge. And I think a lot of the I guess what questions we're asking you are execution and how do you more detail about how you bring this to life? How do you tell people that this is something they should try? What tactics will you use to make this, to let the masses know that this exists?
You asked me about how will we attract first users. Yes.
Yeah.
I really hope that our team play this system and spend it in our friends, and they use their friends. It's wave. It's wave.
All right, good job, guys. I think we better move on to the next team. We've got a lot to get through.
Yeah,
Great work.
I love the thought. Thank you for coming to us from Moscow.
Good.
Yeah, great job. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
And thank you.
We'll have WePromise up next. So going to Tom in Barcelona.
Hi.
Hi.
Cool, we ready to go?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, hi, my name's Tom. I've been working on WePromise, which originally started out as Learn, Pledge, Challenge. And I think I'll probably jump straight into the screencast so that I can show you exactly what it is that we built. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, this is the website. It's available at wepromise.se. It's online now. You can go there, and the front page allows you to create a pledge, much in the same way as some of the other sites that you've seen today. The reason why we wanted to create pledges was because originally, when we thought of Learn, Pledge, Challenge, we thought that we can give people lots of information about climate change and give them lots of hints and tips, but it's extremely hard to actually get someone to A, do that particular thing, or B, kind of make it fun for them to do and natural to integrate into their current lifestyle, especially for kind of people my age, around 30 years old. It's extremely tough. You're very focused on work, you're very focused on trying to build a future for yourself. There's not really much room for climate. So the premise behind this was that you come and you enter your name. So I'm going to enter my name here, and you enter your email address. This is linked to Gravatar, so we automatically get some people's pictures in there to liven the site up. Here you can say what you're going to do to change. So we kind of left this open for people to write their own pledge, and we're currently working on a suggestion system at the moment, which will be able to give you some suggested things that you can do. One of the things you can do is to just give money to one of the charities over here, and we have actually done an integration with Just Giving, who are a big UK giving platform, and you can pledge some money directly from the website if you want, or you can link it to the next section of the website, which I'm about to show you. So here I'm going to make a difference by cycling to work instead of getting a taxi. It has obvious climate benefits, and I will give myself a month in which to do this particular challenge. The time is important because I will get notified by email when the month is up, and it will ask me if I have completed the challenge successfully or not. If I haven't completed the challenge, then I must do a forfeit, and this is kind of where it starts to get a bit more fun and a bit more relevant to people in their social networks. My challenge will be to form a random cycle taxi service, which is quite the forfeit. I'm sure you'll agree. So here I can make my pledge, and that comes onto the pledge page. This is all live, it's online now. Cycling to work instead of getting a taxi. And you'll see my forfeit here. Needs a bit of CSS work, but it's to form a tandem cycle service. I can share this out to my social networks. Facebook currently, we're going to add more, Twitter and other services, and that will then show my friends network that I have made a pledge and I'm serious about doing it. If I don't create my pledge, if I don't do my pledge rather, you'll see here's a mock-up of a profile, Ed. He pledges to walk or cycle to work 4 days a week, come rain or shine. His forfeit was to march around Central Park in my underpants alone in a one-man protest with a giant banner saying, "It's getting hot in here." Here you can see Ed has failed his challenge, and he's posted up a picture of himself, not quite in Central Park, but you can see that it's still a pretty risque shot. And he can then share that once again to his social networks to show that he's failed that challenge and this was his forfeit. We also have the site internationalized, so we had a member of our team, Marvin, and he has actually put it into German. So here you can see everything is in German. We're planning to do more internationalization. We've got someone working on Spanish currently as well, and you can change the language. So that will hopefully help us to get more reach internationally. We also had a guy from Just Giving, Pavel, working on our team, and he has created a Windows mobile app. And here are some screenshots of the Windows mobile app, which talks to our API and allows people to create pledges through the API. I think that's about it for the moment. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to field them.
You know, I like this because it almost dares you to complete your challenge, and there's consequences if you don't.
And the time-bound aspect is good too.
So the consequences were designed to increase the virility of the app as well. That's the whole point, is that you see someone doing something crazy or funny, and because we're not the ones actually suggesting them, then it's more relevant to people's individual networks. You can imagine, like, the Jackass crew would have much worse forfeits than the book club, for instance.
I also like the idea of friends being able to suggest, consequences, and if you punishments if you don't hit it, and you have to accept it. You don't have to accept it, but I like the idea of, I do agree that the penalties will be more viral than the actual meeting the challenge itself.
Yeah, we did think that might be the case. We also wanted to build in a randomizer as well, so that you could just roll the dice and be given a forfeit.
Yeah, I think on that note, I mean, one of the sticking points might be that form where people have to really think about what challenge they want to do, and I wonder if you could build in some smart suggestions or some funny suggestions or suggestions from your social network, or perhaps make it more graphical, just make that interaction a bit more sort of desirable.
Thinking perhaps we would curate some of the best ones that come through, and then have them as suggestions, maybe with autofill or filters, depending on who you are. You might want to do something specific, then in which case you could choose a filter to make it more relevant to you, and it's still something that we've deemed to be relatively safe, so that people aren't hurting themselves and whatnot. For both the suggestions and the forfeits, obviously we can seed some suggestions too.
Awesome.
I just want to
keep moving
one last thing, if you don't mind. We're currently working on this still, even though we've all got day jobs. There's 5 devs on this, and we've also got James as well, who works professionally in sustainability research, and he's willing to put us in touch with NGOs to partner with. And also on our first presentation, we were asked if we could handle 1 million pledges by someone who was willing to tweet us as well. So it's very possible that we can get something ready for Climate March this weekend.
That's pretty exciting. All right, thanks Tom and team. Next we're going to go to another Tom and team with what was formerly known as Sloop.
Yes, thank you very much, Dan. I'm just going to go ahead and screen share. I don't have a cam, so why can't I? Oh, here it is. Share, and I'll run back to the website. Okay, so my name is Tom Porter, and I'm one of the developers that worked on Sloop, formerly known as Sloop. We're now Climate Hero. Well, let me just start by reading right off the website. So, Climate Hero is all about finding ways to fight climate change in our day-to-day lives. It's hard. It feels overwhelming sometimes. Climate Hero gives you an easy and fun way to get involved in the fight. We've set up challenges customized by region so as to be most effective that you can complete on a daily basis. Earn points for each challenge you complete and brag to your friends while you take over the leaderboards. So that's kind of the gist of the site. I'll go ahead and run you through the site real quick. I'm going to start. I'm logged in as an admin, and I'm just going to start by going to the challenges admin area and show you kind of how that works. So we can come in here and actually add new challenges. We can choose a region for them to show up, so they can show up, specifically in a place, or we can choose global so that they'll show up across all regions. we can, type in a challenge name, whatever we want the challenge to be. The past tense form of it, that's just so we can make it kind of show up in neat ways on the site. And then we can give it some value. We can describe what good that is doing for the challenge, what good for the planet, what good for climate change, what positive impact it's making, and then we can assign it a point value. So certain challenges might be worth more than others, and so we can assign point values depending upon how hard it is. And so I'll just go ahead and go to the challenges page here, and you can see that I've got some challenges here presented in front of me, and when I check one of them off, it comes up and it tells me you're making a difference. It tells me this is that value text that I just showed you in the admin. It tells me all of that. I can share it. Currently only I can tweet it, but we're working on other networks to share it with. You can see here past challenges that I've actually tweeted back from when it was Sloop. Right now Twitter integration actually is broken. I'm working with Twitter, but these are past ones. We actually had it working when it was on the development site. So if I log out, I can log in. I can log in with Twitter eventually. I can log in with Google or Facebook. I can also tie these accounts together so that I can, I only have to have one account on Climate Hero, but I can be logged in with, I can talk to my Facebook friends and my Twitter friends and my Google Plus friends, all from Climate Hero. The leaderboards, they are broken down by the various regions. You can see yesterday's leaders, today's leaders. There's something wrong with this. This is wrong. I'll have to look into that. But they show off the leaderboards, and then we have the ability to invite friends. Again, not really working at the moment. I haven't done the Facebook one and the Twitter because I can't connect right now. It's not working. But we had that working, where it would show you all of your friends, and then you could pick one, and it would send them a direct message. Real quick here, we have also developed an Android app, and so currently the Android app is really just an interface that brings you up to the website, and we're going to keep it that way for a little while. Eventually we want to have it be a native Android app, but while we develop out the API and whatnot, we're going to keep it where it's just basically loading the website inside of a native Android app. And that's actually working. I have that on my phone and my tablet. It works great. Real quick, I just wanted to go over, I created this document after the hackathon, and it's already got like 18 of 37 items checked off. We're actively continuing to develop this project. Some of the highlighted features that we have planned is to complete the Friends network. So if I come back to the website and I click on a user, I have the option to add them as a friend here. That actually just sent a friend request to that user, and I need to finish that out so that they can accept friend requests and things like that. Profile icons, we want to pull those in from Gravatar or wherever. We'd like to have the ability to challenge friends, so we want to add a way for people to be able to challenge, either friends on the site or friends through their social networks to complete one of the challenges. And then also suggest challenges. We'd like to be able to take suggestions, not just for challenges, but new regions. We'd like people in new areas to say, hey, I want to do this here, and here's some ideas of some challenges specific to our area. And then the global leaderboards right now, you can't really, other than on the home page, it actually is on the home page now that I think about it, but I want to have this kind of be more, where you can compare region versus region.
All right.
That's it. Thank you very much. Any questions?
I really like the idea, Tom. But first, I want to say it's great to see you building in one of the hackathons. Tom is one of our earliest Geeklist users, and when you're a founder of a company and you do something 3 years later, and somebody that joined your site, I remember it must have been at least 2.5 years ago now. Does some work for, is still there and is still joining events and being involved. I really appreciate that. So thanks, Tom. It's great to see you, man.
I gotta throw it right back at you, man. I gotta appreciate you and Geeklist for all the hard work you guys do in putting these things together. This is huge for me. And the last hackathon, I was just absolutely elated with. It was the best programming experience of my life, and now maybe this makes it the second. So thank you guys. Any questions about Climate Hero? Oh, and you can see all this live at climatex.io.
Oh, great.
It is actually live on the web now. It's still actively under development, so Some things you click on aren't going to work. Just be aware. Any questions?
What do you see the process of adding challenges being? Who do you see adding them, and what's the initial interest? Why or how are people going to show up and add challenges to this?
Okay, right. So the initial challenges will have to come from us, and we may need to reach out to NGOs. Actually, I'm sorry, Ian, who actually thought up the idea originally, he has already found some websites where he's gathered a list of some challenges, and including the value, which is really, how that even got added to the website. He told me that he was gathering this value data, and I was like, oh, wow, that's great. I'll make it so we can put that in there. And so he's already gathered a list of some of these challenges, and we're just going to continue to populate that ourselves. We'll reach out to NGOs. As far as, when I get the suggest a challenge feature, if someone wants to suggest it, then, it's just a matter of any visitor to the site, that decides that, hey, I want to be able to suggest this as a challenge, would be able to do that. So yeah.
All right.
So this is a theme in this session. It's a theme, a challenge, and it makes sense that everyone's focused on challenges because there's been so much success recently with them. But what makes your approach unique? I don't know if you've heard the other pitches.
Oh yeah.
What makes your approach unique? If there are 10, actually it's not a bad thing if there are 10 efforts, to use challenges to create awareness and impact around climate change. But it also would be nice for one of you to break out. What's your secret sauce? What do you think you're doing that's different than everybody else?
Sure. Well, honestly, I don't think there's a lot. I think a lot of us are doing a lot of similar things. There's only so much that you can do. You can share the stuff on social networks. You can, have people challenge their friends. I think it's more what you said. It's that, we're going to have 10 of these things out there, and hopefully, all between the 10 of us will reach hundreds of millions of users. It'd be great if we could, all get together and build just one app and reach 100 million users, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen.
Well, it's like one of the challenges with the NGOs in this space is that everything, there's not enough.
Right, which one of us do they pick?
Well, it's also there's not enough collaboration between the NGOs. So it's obviously if we are able to show, hey, we can collaborate, as all of you can collaborate, then it actually maybe it sets the bar that the NGOs can kind of rally around too. So that's why if one of you breaks out, then maybe the others kind of decide to work with, kind of be part of what you're doing. But anyway.
Right. Sure. I honestly can't come up with anything other than the leaderboards. Maybe, although I think one of the other projects had leaderboards as well. That was kind of our. I know in the last presentation it was just us and WePromise, and that was kind of the one thing we had. They didn't, but then they had all this other cool stuff that I wanted too. So it's really a matter of whoever makes it first. And I don't even. I'm in this for the fun of the event and hopefully to make an impact on climate change. That's really why I'm here. So I don't care if it's my project or one of the other projects. As long as this hackathon does something, I'll be happy.
Tom, so I think points and leaderboards are somewhat important, but they can also they can sort of trivialize something if you're just getting points for it. What do those points really mean? I wonder if you could tie in the points with actually what impact is that having on the problem of climate change?
Well, the only tie-in that has is the fact that maybe the greater the impact probably means that it's a harder thing to do, and so it's probably worth more points. Okay, so planting a tree, would be a huge point project because that's obviously a large project, an undertaking. Whereas maybe going through your house and turning off the lights. And any lights that are on that shouldn't be, that's probably worth less points, and probably is going to have less of an impact, at least long term. So, there's that tie-in, but no, I don't know of a way to. And I agree with you. There is that trivialization aspect. We didn't, one thing we talked about with WePromise. And this is actually afterwards I was in a team speak with them. I think this is a great point that one of them made, was that I don't think any of us really should do anything that would give them points for or I'm sorry, give them real world awards for these points. Like, you know, be the top of the leader at the end of the month, be at the top of the leaderboards at the end of the month and get an iPhone or whatever, you know. Instead, maybe, you know, for spreading the reach of the project, okay, by getting more, you know, inviting more friends, you know, whoever invites the most friends at the end of the month gets an iPhone. That kind of a challenge would be good. But I think that, you know, it goes along that trivialization point where, you know, people will, all they're caring about is that iPhone or whatever the prize is. But yeah, I mean, I agree. The points do kind of do that, and you know, that's just kind of what it is. I mean, we could just say that all of them are worth 1 point. And it's just simply a simple count of how many challenges you've completed. But then I think you have a hard time getting people to do the harder challenges.
Yeah, something to think about a lot more.
I also wanted to point out that on some level, some of these challenges would be things that some people already do. You know, like one of the challenges might be not to eat meat for a day. Well, vegetarians could come on every day and get 10 points for that challenge every single day, and I don't think there's a problem with that. You know, I think that's good. It's like giving them a little reward for what they're doing, you know, what they're doing good for the environment. Not that they weren't getting one anyway. You know, the vegetarians are probably feeling pretty good about themselves, but you get the idea.
Yep. Okay, thank you, Tom. We better move to the next project.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Nice work. Carbono footprint. Do we have Carbono footprint?
Thank you, Tom.
I'm not sure if we do, actually. In which case, OurPlanet. Oh, they were on earlier. Hi.
Hi everyone, this is Balamurali and I'm representing my team OurPlanet from Hyderabad, India. And basically OurPlanet is a social networking application, which is a beautiful gamified way of sharing your social causes, activities for social causes and for encouraging and motivating others. So how exactly are we motivated to do? The app provides predefined tasks for the users, typically consisting of a climate or social cause or activity. For each change they made from a list, we provide them with a certain points and a badge upon the completion of that particular task. And the validation of the task will be based on the votings. I mean, we are looking forward to implement the voting system as we see in Quora or Stack Overflow and other sites. So what do we get is each task in the list we provide with a fixed target of points and activities you need to do. After attaining that target, you will be awarded with a badge of that particular task or activity. So how do you know actually whether I did it or I faked it? That, as I said it earlier, we are looking forward to implement the voting system. So we are looking forward for we are working out on an tight integration with the existing social networking sites like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, where each and every activity you posted onto the app will be shared to each and every network of yours, and that's pretty much about it. And we are looking out for integration with the local companies where the users can exchange the reward points, redeem the reward points which are he got in a task for some discounts and etc. from the local vendors. So this is all about the app, and I'm going to show you a small demo of it.
Are you going to show that by screen sharing, or
I'll show you the app demo in the emulator. Well, this is OurPlanet.
You're not screen sharing at the moment. Okay, yeah. No.
So this is the app, basic app. So we're gonna have a feed where the users' activities will be streamed over from the different users, and we have a list of tasks, defined tasks here.
Well, does anyone else? Is it just me that can't see the screen? Sorry.
I just see a blank. I see a blank white screen.
It's taking a while for the screen to share, I guess.
Okay.
Can anyone
try and playing with the options for the screen sharing? Turn it off, turn it on.
Just a
Choose
second.
different option.
Hey, this is Tom. I was just going to advise not to share your whole screen, but only to share a window, and to make the window kind of small. It'll make it faster.
Well, actually, it is an emulator, so I guess.
Oh, that should be pretty small.
Fine. Actually, it's of my screen size, but I don't know why it is. Are you guys able to see it now?
It's not. It's like you're not even screen sharing.
Actually, it is.
I actually see it now. I see it now.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the of a particular task, and when you did this, you can click on the did this and update it with a message and a picture or a video. So I'm gonna type in something like I bought a solar system for solar system for my house, new solar system, and I'm gonna select an image. I'm gonna post it. So it's posted, and you have all these tasks, predefined set of tasks, and for each and every task completion, you will be assigned a set of reward points. And apart from that, you have profiles, and we are working on a follower system as we do have in Twitter or other social networks. And your profile will have your achievement badges and your very own feed, your activity feed. So we are looking forward to implement the social integrations as well, as we are working on it right now. So this is it all about the app.
All right. I think that I think it'll be useful if you do a kind of a if you do a little screencast or something and share that with us so that we can view it a little easier on our side when we're done the judging. The judging is going to be 24 hours, so we'll have plenty of time to review what you built and look at what was included in it and take a better look at it. But we are having some technical difficulties seeing everything that you did, and we want to make sure that you have a fair shake, so we don't want it to just pass over.
Sure, sir.
So it's very hard to understand exactly what you built. I think so. It's hard for me to even ask questions just because we can't really see it.
Okay. So it's basically a social network. It's simple. You'll be given a certain. You'll be listed with a certain tasks, and as the user completes it, he has to post and proof of that, either video or an image. As soon as he does that, he'll be unlocking a certain points and a badge, and he can use that reward points redeeming at the local shops and etc. So that will be a useful feature for discounts and all. So the users get motivated in this manner of reward point system, I guess.
Great. Where are you based?
India, Hyderabad.
Be great if you could get a local telephone company to donate like mobile minutes.
Yes, sir, for sure. I mean, we cannot get to donate minutes, but we can get some discounts at the local vendors. Some discounts. discount points.
Okay, so I think as both the others said, let's get together a short video demonstrating it, and then we can look at it some more.
Here's
Ask some more questions.
Sure.
I'm adding an example of what one of my favorite former videos was that was created at Hack for Good a while back. It's just a Vimeo, and they did a screen share, and they kind of showed and talked about what they did, made it kind of personal. If you want to try and create something like that to share that with us, that's going to be extremely helpful to best project all the hard work you put into to creating the app. We understand there's technical issues, and nobody's being judged on how well or how poorly their app showcases in Google Hangouts. The only one being judged on that is Google right now.
Okay. Sure,
So,
sir, definitely. I would.
Really grateful for all the hard you work. Yeah, Google fail. That's right, Tom. Really grateful for all the hard work you put into this, Bala Morali, and we're going to make sure to have a very good, solid look at what was built and give it a fair shake in the judging process over the next 24 hours.
Sure, sir, definitely. Thank you.
Thanks. Sean, I think you just joined us. Which team are you from? Sean on mute, no?
Sean.
Okay, well, while Sean gets set up, so I think we've just got one other team left, which is Bring Your Cup.
Hello, how about now? Is this working?
Oh yeah, it's working now. Sean,
Okay,
hi.
awesome.
Which team are you from?
I'm from Emrals and eCan.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, let me share my screen with you, and I will show you the demo. Let's see. Let me bring this into a new window.
And where did you say you were at, Sean?
Emrals.
You're in New York, right?
Oh, I'm in New York, yeah. Okay. So Emrals is a game that rewards people for cleaning up the city. And the way it works is that, let me just log in here. So a user will post a dirt alert, which is trash on the sidewalk that they see they're going to work while they're going to work. They're kind of in a rush, but they want to clean the environment, and they can take a picture of it, and they tag it, say, oh, this is a pile of trash that's been sitting here, and I would like to clean it up. So they upload a picture from either their phone or from the web, and then they can tag it if it's trash or graffiti or snow or poop or a bike, and then they post it. And then when they post it, they could see. So here's one that's been posted recently, yesterday, and this is some trash on the sidewalk, just sitting there, and they either got a missed collection from the Department of Sanitation, or just people didn't know the right time to throw it out and just built up more trash. And people can actually clean this up. So you can add emeralds to it. Say, I'll give you 100 emeralds, which is essentially $1. It's 100 emeralds to $1. And then you can allocate, say, I want emeralds to receive 20% for this. Emeralds takes a percentage. And the city, we also give a percentage to the city, and we're working on having this be a charity of your choice. We just partnered with the Human Impacts Institute to partner with them, and you can just donate your emeralds to them if you want. So clean this up. And I've added the emeralds, and then you get 1 XP. You get XP points for doing things, which is a cumulative score. Then we have achievements, and so these are different types of achievements you can receive. So if you sign up, you get a badge. If you've cleaned up some poop, you get a badge. If you cleaned up a catch basin, etc. We have different rewards for each type of dirt alert on the system. We have a leaderboard, and that was discussed earlier, and we have an activity stream, and you can see people that have been posting dirt alerts, people signing up, and we also have a hardware component to this, which is an eCan. We have an eCan here that I'll show you how it works, and let me just switch back to the Hangout. Okay. This is the eCan here. And let me see if I can get a closer up display. And so essentially you have some options here, and I'll go through a quick demo. So when you throw trash out, let's see. So say I'm throwing trash out. So you get a rewarding sound, and then there's a QR code that you can scan, keep track of your points online, and that you can keep track of that, and it goes to the leaderboard. And also with the eCan is we have a barcode reader, so it'll allow you to scan an item and tell you where it gets recycled. So if it's a glass or a bottle or just some random item, it connects to a database, and you can see that it also has a picture. I uploaded it, but I think their caching is not fast enough. So it shows you that it was an Elmer's glue container, and it'll tell you that this is a plastic recyclable, and it goes into the plastic recycle bin. Future versions of this will have an automatic sorter. Our second prototype had 4 different versions, and that's essentially our system and how it works. And it's been a lot of fun working on it. For the hackathon, we uploaded 450 bicycles around the city, derelict bicycles that people can clean up, and they all have emeralds on them. We also helped out with some people in Santiago, Chile, with their Tamagotchi app, the Pokemon app, and we also made a lot of bug fixes on the site and made a lot of good progress during the hackathon on this.
Guys, I think this is a really interesting and exciting way to get people really engaged.
Well, I actually thought and was hoping you were going to say basically your ways for the environment, which you're kind of headed in that direction. Like I love that kind of variation of what you're doing. And more than dirt, it's like any environmental, like something that's not right, whether it's dirt, and everybody's like putting on a map, and you kind of see, ways for the environment.
Yeah, we want to keep the trash out of the oceans, keep them off the sidewalk, keep it in the bin, and make the environment cleaner that way. Cut the pollution by cutting the trash.
I love it. I think it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it sounds like your level of participation in the event was across multiple channels too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun hanging out in the chat room and coding with some projects. I also I touched on the Green Fairy project as well, but mostly focusing on emeralds. And we do want to do a Tamagotchi app for us as well. So we forked their app and like translated it to English so that we can keep working on that with them.
Cool.
Do you know, one element I really like is that kind of marketplace element. So it's something that can adjust dynamically depending on how messy, how dirty the place is, and how much people are willing to do to help tidy it up.
Right. We want to have like a trash stock market, so you can see how much a bottle is worth in terms of currency, and maybe down the line we can give actual money for a pizza box or something.
It's kind of
that's
taking
interesting.
like a redeemable bottle, cash redemption value concept, but to every possible type of trash.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because they have the cell phone, recycle your cell phone and get cash back.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of started doing that, and I think that went. I don't know how that went, but there's also the recycling industry as a whole. All of these products have so many parts in them, and the value. China is buying up recycled trash from from Mexico at in the hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars ranges. So it'd be interesting to see how that would tie into or get a sponsor who would be willing to pay for the trash. So, and usually it's recycling organizations. There's big recycling distributors that go pick up the trash from from a Tijuana manufacturing factory, take that trash and metal trash and resell it to China. But that's a singular transaction. But commercializing that into making that a consumer product and saying, well, all trash can end up in these bins, and then from there those bins can be sorted, and then from there they can be resold, and then the money goes back to the people that are putting the money, putting the products into the cans.
Yeah, we
So it incentivizes.
With Action Carting. They have a facility over here in New York that separates all the paper waste from recycles, and they sell it back to China. And I saw one of the comments is Recycle Bank. We're definitely looking to talk to them as well. I think we could have a good partnership with them. And yeah.
Is there a tangible, how do you quantify the link from, removing trash and to kind of improving, or fighting the fight against climate change? Is there any evidence that you have that you looked at to help you decide this was the direction you wanted to go in?
Yeah, every time someone posts a dirt alert, they put a value on it. So they'll say, I'll give you 100 emeralds to clean this dirt alert, and as we were progressing, we're noticing they're starting to become this value of how much people want to get that trash cleaned up and not going into our oceans. So there definitely is a value being put on it.
Fantastic.
Sean, I was just wondering, like, which bits did you work specifically on during the hackathon?
So I worked from my home on the first day, and then first day and night, most of the part at home, and then my other teammates were in the Turn to Tech space in New York, and I joined with them the second day and brought the demos there, and we demonstrated the app over there.
You built the entire app and the eCan.
It's been
something you came with
over the time. Yeah, I brought it there, but we made the part of the hackathon that we contributed to were the specific items during that time. So I did a lot of bug fixes, and we added the bikes to Emrals' site, and a bunch of other coding tasks that we did that we want to be judged on, just that alone.
Awesome. It's really impressive. Really great stuff.
There's some comments from Tom Gallagher that they should read. They're really good.
Yeah,
there's a company in there he mentions.
Recycle Bank.
Yeah, that's the one. I want to make sure you saw that. That looks really interesting.
Yeah, totally. We're gonna partner with them, talk to them. We're reaching out to a lot of different places now, and we just brought on the Human Impacts Institute, which is based in Brooklyn, and they have a Tree Tuesday where they go around cleaning up trees, and we're going to allow their volunteers to use emeralds to put a value to those tree cleanups, and either earn some money, or people can donate their emeralds back to the Human Impacts Institute.
You know, how cool would it be to see this in Whole Foods or Trader Joe's? And I can't wait till I can go into a Whole Foods and it'll tell me which trash can to put it in, and I can earn points for recycling in the right can.
Or you could pay by Emerald.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay by Emerald.
How long have you guys been live? Because it's, I mean, it looks like you guys have active users.
Yeah, we've been live for a couple months. We have some active users, and yeah, that's it.
And so it's working. You've got people that are getting involved, and it's growing.
Yeah, and we have an API,
That's
so we
awesome.
want to be able to allow developers to build off of our application at Emrals, which is a currency for civic good, which is like our underlying principle. So we can have like a challenge app that people can earn Emeralds for civic good that are doing civic good things.
Do you have documentation on that API, a link or anything?
Yeah, it's.
I'm sorry, I know I'm not a judge here or anything. I just.
On our GitHub repo, github.com/emeralds,
Okay.
our Android app has some documentation in the README file, and we're working on doing like a formal /API page where we'll list everything out, all the endpoints. But right now we have 2 endpoints.
Well, really great work. I think we've just about reached our time limit, and we need to kind of move on to the next team. But I'm really, really excited about what you're doing, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I can't wait to see it on the streets or in a store somewhere.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, we just sold one to Downtown Brooklyn Partnership, so we'll have one there soon.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Let's get some over in London. All right, our final team then of Hack for Good 0.6 presentations. So let's bring your cup from Santiago, Chile. Hello.
Hello, Dan. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for your patience today.
No, it's very interesting, our presentation.
Yeah, awesome group here.
Yeah. I'm going to show you our presentation. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah, while you're doing that, Josh, Santiago, Chile had about 50 or 60 people also. They were a pretty large location. It was held in the Groupon offices, and they had 5 remarkable apps that we saw, and not just the winners, but all of them were really exceptional. The quality was great.
I love hearing that.
Do you see our screen?
I don't.
Not yet.
Yes.
There's the screen share on the side. Oh. You see the little green button up there? So Josh, what do you say we all partner up and throw hack the best global webinar software, because nothing seems to work.
Yeah, I've been having my own challenges with Hangouts, so I'm not immune. I'm used to it. I'm numb.
Ahí tenés que ahí, haz clic ahí. Aceptar. Y ahora abre ahí.
Do you see our screen?
Yes, now we see it.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry for delay.
Leave it like this. Don't turn it into a preview.
Okay. No la pongo para atrás. Hi, my name is Christian from Santiago, Chile, part of the Bring Your Cup team. We focus the problem in a smaller scale to scale the project large. We create an application to create awareness of the personal impact of the negative habits on the environment and reward you for changing those habits. The problem we focus is the companies and the organization of the world have the following. Dismiss many disposable cups per year, per month, per day, anytime. Yeah, we usually forget the small step to protect our planet. If you see in the screen, we show about the one enterprise in Chile use per day so many cups, and you see the waste of the waste in the year. If you extrapolate this for the all companies in Chile, all big companies in Chile, you can see the ton of the waste only in the items of the disposable cups. For this reason, we create. We noticed in the hackathon. Yeah, we realized if you see the numbers, you see in a hackathon per day, we waste 168 cups. If you make the math for the 3 days and in the old country you made the hackathons, you can see this number is the weight, the disposable cups weight only in 3 days. If you think we cohort to change the climate problem and forget the little things like the cups. Yes, is yeah. For this reason, we create an application to remind all us to take bring your cup with an app. Let me show an app. No, yeah. This landing page have the information to show the people their behavior. Down, please. It's a lot of numbers. It's a lot of information to notice the impact you have in the world.
Go back to that last one.
No,
the other one.
Una más.
How many cups did we use?
Yeah, 7,000.
8,000 cups. Well.
Yeah, it's amazing. We suppose we work.
Wait, it's 7,800, and it's actually one more. Josh, hold up your cup. Coffee. Ooh.
Okay, so how do we fix it?
Yeah, for this reason, we create an application to remind us to take we bring your cup, and you don't use the disposable cups. By sending an email or a Twitter from the website, to gain awareness of unnecessary waste of regeneration. If you click in this part, we redirect to our application. You can make a meeting or gain an event, and you can show the
for example, hack for good.
Yeah, for example, we take Hack for Good and enroll the people with their Twitters. We send a Twitter to Ruben, please.
Now we're going to send a tweet to Ruben to remember his cup for the next hackathon.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's a simple idea, but the people you can label when the shame or the fame.
The wall of fame.
The wall of the shame or the wall of the fame. If you bring your cup, you are in the fame, but if you don't bring your cup, you are in the shame wall. Yeah. The idea is encourage the people to make the little things to change the world. No appointment with our finger to say, hey, you don't do nothing. please change your mind with a little idea. In this case, in particular case, and don't use plastic cups. Remember?
Okay.
Do you hear?
Well, yeah. You know, are you finished with the demo?
And yes, sí.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pon la pantalla, por favor. Arriba.
There's something nice about the simplicity of it. I like. I think there's some good concepts in there, like faming and shaming.
Okay.
One thing that would be key with something like this is, you know, reminding Ruben now to bring his cup to the next hackathon isn't going to. I doubt it's going to have any impact because maybe it is now that we're talking about it, but otherwise it's several months away, and you know, reminders like this, they need to be at the right time. Did you think at all about that, the sort of timeliness of reminders?
Hello? If you want a question?
Yeah, did you think about the timing of sort of prompts to remember your cup?
The timing of prompt. We think we can make this application in the second iteration. We would like to offer the user to remind each event with times, the day, one time per day or 2 times per day, to remind their users or their friends to bring their cups. But it's a functionality that we are going to work and develop.
We think the best ways is the wishing isn't produced. We think this idea can be used in the people and the companies. To the companies compromise to don't use disposable cups, we reward them with a medal or I don't know, with a promo or something appears in a website, in our website, saying this company don't.
They are in the website.
Yes, don't waste a lot of cup. Only think little things.
I just one of the things that I just came back from this big festival in the desert called Burning Man, and one of the things that goes on there is that if you show up at one of the many bars that are there without a cup, many times they won't serve you. And so I wonder if there's something you can do with corporations where they have like lemonade or something or iced tea in a meeting place, and if you don't bring your own cup, you can't actually drink whatever's being served, to get people to help remind people to bring their own cups. Have you thought about working with corporations and how you would go about that?
Rubén.
Yeah.
Esta parte la quiero decir en español.
Ah, claro. Okay, está preguntando si... yeah, I'm the only Philadelphia Jew that knows how to speak Spanish fluently. From Russian parents. Don't worry. It's a spousal thing. I can explain later.
Yep.
Está preguntando si has pensado en comunicar o cooperar con corporaciones, grandes superficies, grandes oficinas de trabajo, para que si hay una jarra de limonada para un evento o algo en la compañía, que no se puede tomar nada si no traes tu tazón.
Oh, yeah.
Entonces, para las corporaciones, porque ellos son los más grandes demonios de esto, ¿no? En lugar de tener como un water stand, no se puede tomar agua si no hay taza, si no traes tu tazón.
Yes,
un tazón free zone. like a plastic and paper cup free zone. Y para cooperar con ellos, ellos pueden incorporar la app. Y cuando alguien entra con un café en papel, en un copa de papel,
Claro.
se pueden tomar el foto y decir, hey, trae tu tazón.
Now bring your cup.
We think it's important to encourage the people, no criticate the people. We don't are against the disposable cups. It's a need. For this reason, the people create them. But the little things or the little great habits can make the difference. We think when we presentate our idea in the Groupon office, the Groupon headmaster
Dime en español si quieres, si prefieres.
Lo que pasa es que no estamos en contra del uso de los vasos plásticos. Estamos a favor de incentivar a la gente que cambie esos pequeños hábitos por cosas mejores, como si puedes ocupar tu vaso en vez de ocupar cientos de vasos, vas a estar produciendo un cambio en el futuro y un cambio en el presente en la cantidad de desechos que se produce. Entonces, se trata de cambiar la conciencia de las personas. Que la aplicación, aunque la página no funcione, aunque no haya luz, aunque no exista una aplicación, la idea está en las personas y el cambio se puede generar. La gamificación se puede crear a través de descuentos, de regalos, pero lo importante es el cambio en el patrón mental de las personas.
Déjame traducir un poco para que no pierdo lo que estás diciendo y ayúdame un poco. Entonces, what they're saying is that there is when they presented in the Groupon offices, they were so excited about the idea that the Groupon offices were pledging to make a change in their own offices to convince people to bring their own cups, and that the application, it's not just about everybody taking photos and sharing at that time. It's about creating a stream of consciousness and awareness so that people start putting it on the forefront of their thought process, and people start sharing it within their office space, and then offices make changes, because each small change can actually make a difference. Es verdad, está bien eso.
Exactly that.
And do you see when you think about creating this, this kind of platform, do you see other ways for people, other things that people can do that not you're focused on cups, but it could be biking to work. It could be. Have you thought about expanding this beyond just cups to other things?
Yes, another platform like plastic bags, or I don't know.
Bring yours.
Yes, reuse. You have in your home something like plastic bags and plastic spoons. All these things they create by a need, but the people we create that don't think in a lot of waste the people made, because use and discriminate. If you have the opportunity to bring your own stuff, you made a change in the quantity of the waste with that produce.
The plastic bags is a great point, because I spend time in France, and when you go to the supermarket, if you do Airbnb, you go to the supermarket. When you do the supermarket, people look at you funny and actually get angry at you if you ask for paper bags. They make you pay for each bag, and they get mad. And in France they do like that. They get mad if you're actually using bags, and they look at you and kind of publicly shame you. I felt bad. I actually bought a regular bag, brought it back home, and I never went back. I never paid for plastic bags there again because I would bring my own bag. Trae tu bolsa. So I think it's it's an interesting way of getting people to be aware. It's just starting to take shape in California and areas around here where people aren't.
I think I read a news in Minnesota. I think they banned polystyrene glasses and in the restaurant. Oh, okay.
I think it's time.
Okay, guys, we're definitely out of time, and you did a great. Everyone did a great job. Everyone was fantastic. Josh, any comments or thoughts about what you've seen today?
I'm blown away by what everyone has done in the short amount of time they've had. It's just, I think it was my expectations for for this whole experience have been exceeded. So I am just I'm so glad that we can't forget that you're doing this voluntarily. It's just like I judge a lot of competitions, and these are for-profit teams, and you're focused on volunteering and helping to give back to the world, and I think it's an amazing thing that you have done, all of you. And it's going to be hard because everyone is giving so much, and what you've created is so amazing that it's going to be very difficult to judge for me.
Yeah, and the real, like I said, the real criteria here is less about judging and more about if there's an idea that has legs, how do we help it go somewhere?
Yes.
Or who do we know, or who gets visibility to see it go somewhere? What organizations might want to bring their own cup or participate, or maybe, I don't know, maybe Walmart Labs. They probably sell a lot of plastic and paper cups, but maybe maybe we can convince Ben to, who was in the last judging panel with Steve, convince him to make the San Bruno office a bring your own cup office.
We got to get these guys. These guys should be part of it. I mean, they make these massive containers that you fill up and it lasts all day.
Wow. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good for those organizations to get involved in what they're building. That's a win-win. They sell more containers, and we have less plastic going into the ocean.
Yeah.
Right, we better start wrapping up and calling this a day on what's been an incredible event, right, Ruben?
Yeah, thank you so much. Gracias, Santiago de Chile. Thank you
for your time.
Thank you, Bala Morali and Tom and everyone that's participated. Huge thanks to Josh for jumping on board last minute and offering to the teams, to the winning teams that want it, have the ability to showcase their apps and get exposure, because that's really what this is about. It's a match made in Hack for Good heaven to have somebody that is focused on exposure for these companies, because, like you said, they're not doing it for money, they're not doing it for fame, they're not doing it for anything personal. They're going into a soup kitchen and ladling out soup. The only difference here is they're using their skills to make the world a better place, and they're donating 48 hours of their time, of their lives, and more that they're never going to get back again, to try and do something good. So the least I like to do, and the least we can do, is help people hear about it and know about it. And if people hear about it and contact them and they do something, often it happens organically. That's such a great. Then we've done something. We've helped something. We've made a difference, and that's what counts.
And we're excited to get your ideas in front of as many people as possible. So we'll use all the resources we have at #Climate to get you in front of the people that can embrace you and spread the word.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much, Josh, and a huge round of applause for Dan Cunningham, who put the whole event together and ran everything and hasn't slept for about 120 hours now. If is in the negative sum game of hours, you'll never recover those hours, man. And we're gonna fly him somewhere nice to relax, I hope. because it's really a passion of volunteerism for him too, and I'm grateful to you, Dan, and your work. Thank you so much for everything. You're the greatest partner in this event that anyone could ask for. So thank you.
Thanks, Ruben.
All
right. It's the spirit and devotion of and incredible energy of 1,000+ people worldwide. That's what keeps me going doing it. The bigger and bigger opportunity we have to make a huge global impact. Every event we've done so far has grown by at least a factor of 50%. So it's just going to keep going. And I think we're thinking about a new way of creating social impact in the world here with Hack for Good.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things to do. So I'm looking forward to formalizing and formulating 2015 and where we're going to be in come January. Thanks, everybody.
High
Signing
fives.
off. Big high five.
High five times 1,045.
Yeah.